Guys, a lot of great stuff's going on here. We got some dates coming up. I am going to be in Simi Valley with my good friend Chris Neff, September 8th, this Wednesday night. There are only, and Augustino Zoita will be joining us. There will only, and Johnny Betancourt will be there.
Sweet. Quick question.
Yeah, so
is this straight stand-up, or can I do finger painting poo performance art?
You could do whatever you want in your 20 minutes. You could do whatever you want. There's only 5 tickets left, so grab them now. And then I have shows in Huntington Beach. I have shows in Kansas City and Omaha, Nebraska. So come get weird and join me as I tour and do new material. The Disobeyed Tour. All tickets available at samtripoli.com. Howie, you got any dates?
I'll be back in New York City next week, September 6th, September 16th. We have a huge show downstairs, Barrel Street Ale House. It's going to be a banger. We got Donnie Jameson closing out the show, my boy. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. September 16th, 8 o'clock, Barrel Street Ale House. If you're in New York City, be there.
And if you want a shirt, CashDaddiesT-shirts.com. Join the Discord. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, all that stuff. Links are in the bio.
And if you want to hear a great story, it's coming right around the corner.
Check out my special that is now available on YouTube and Rockfin. Hashtag No Lives Matter. The word is out. It's a crush fest. I hope you guys enjoy it.
All right. Very last thing, but it's very important. If you've made money, if you've banked some fatties on our advice or our picks of the week, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. We have like 300 or 400 right now, but we got to boost that number up. We're trying to get to like 1K by the end of the year. I mean, we're getting a ton of DMs. Howie, Sam, Chris, me. DMs like, I can't believe you picked this. This is how much I've made. I'm still gonna hold it, buy it, sell it, whatever. It's realized. I mean, that's incredible. We've gotten DMs saying that we've changed people's lives. All right. So if that's the case, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. They're the backbone. I've said this before. They're the backbone of any podcast, and it really helps with other new readers trying to find us. And also, if you don't want to do that, then tweet at us. Tweet a screenshot of how many gains, and just say what your gains are, and we'll retweet you. Or Instagram DM us. It's all about community here. We love the readers. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Enjoy the show. Cash Daddies. Cash Daddies.
Is for entertainment purposes only. You'd be an idiot to listen to anything these degenerates say. Invest at your own risk, do research, but seriously don't listen to these ass clowns. Now enjoy Cash Daddies.
And welcome to Cash Daddies. Dude, I think it's perfect. Good job on that. Finally, we're trimming the fat.
Yeah.
We're trimming the fat. Finally. Guys, welcome to Cash Daddies. We're banking fatties. And the cat mama, who knows where he went? He was here. Now he's not here. He's probably fucking blowing dudes in his fucking bathroom because everyone's seen those guys coming in and coming out.
They're always smiling.
Oh, they're coming in. All right.
They're always smiling.
Boom. Evan. Bringing that ha-ha heat, dog. Where is he? Oh, there he is.
He's got some mushroom broth, cauliflower
is.
soup on his lip.
My bad. I've had are we recording?
Yep.
Yeah, we've already talked about how the show was so much better. Now,
okay. Have you asked about people's days yet? Because I need to go last because I've got a lot.
Okay, dude. Chris, how's your day been?
Well, I missed the beginning. I need to hear how everybody else's day went.
Okay. Evan, how's your week going? How's your week? We haven't seen you for a while.
My week is fantastic. We got some big gains in the crypto market. Okay. And I found a new gem. I'll be talking about it a little later.
Shit, dude.
Okay. Howie,
how are you? I know you had a rough week too.
It's all right, man. It's all right. It was a good week, solid week. We got things done. And we did it. And today's Monday, even though I thought it was Sunday.
Well, it is like a weird Sunday, right? It's like a weird Sunday.
Yeah,
so we're good.
Sunday adjacent.
But it doesn't feel like a Christian Sunday, you know?
Well, I don't think Labor Day. I mean, what are we celebrating with Labor Day, by the way? You guys are
Unemployment.
all working.
Not having to wear white after tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Why do
White,
you
white
guys?
pants.
Is it white
No,
pants?
I mean,
I
dude,
think-
we
I
live
think
in
it's white
California.
pants.
We can wear white whenever we want. We can do
Well-
whatever we want, dude. We do not conform.
well,
Like
I
They're
just got
fucking madness.
It's like a Klan meeting in Alabama, baby. White all
Hell
year round.
yeah. Today's show is brought to you by the Klan in Alabama.
Well, I just got back from a 4-day vacation, if you will. I made it up to Idaho.
Speaking of clans,
yeah, dude, I did the legit Friday Night Lights thing. It was cool, like small town. My dad was driving, and then I was like, "Where are we going?" He's like, "I don't know. I just drive on the highway until I see the lights off the side of the road, and I know we're there." So we went to 3 different stadiums before we found the right football stadium.
oh, that's great.
Yeah, but
And what was he like? No, this isn't our team. Too many black people.
yeah, we made it by the 3rd quarter, and it was tied, and we ended up losing by 6. They had a girl kicker. That was pretty cool. And then
Was it?
She looked like your twin sister.
She did. She had. Well, you can't wear your hair long on the field because it's a penalty if you pull it, and they're not allowed to wear it long like all the predator-looking NFL players.
Yeah, and that's why the Chinese aren't afraid of us.
And so she had it in a bob. But they were going down the field, and I'm like, why aren't they kicking this? And my dad's like, they're at the 25. And I'm like, who cares? He's like, that's a 42-yard field goal. And I'm like, that's a make. And he was like, these kids are 16. So apparently they pretty much just play 4 downs until they get inside like the extra field goal or extra point area.
Yeah.
But I almost missed my flight today. You guys ever almost missed your flight?
The worst,
never.
man. The
Never.
worst,
So
dude.
here's
One time I almost missed it, but thank God I was on acid and I had lightning bolts coming out of my eyes and everybody got out of my way. I'm
No,
like, I got a
that's when-
flight. They're like, no, you got more than a flight, brother. Go.
No, you
Go.
were on edibles. I was with you.
No, I did straight up acid.
So this is a thing you do to people just to drive them crazy.
No. Well, the true story is like we were doing Tacoma 3 years ago, and I thought this guy was CIA that was hanging out with us. And my buddy's like, dude, I got acid. I'm like, let's get the CIA guy on acid. Let's see how deep he goes in undercover. So he did acid with us. He tripped his balls off and he ran off. I'm like, oh, they must be laughing back in the van. Turns out he wasn't CIA.
Well, I was literally
Turns out he was a father trying to find his daughter.
my mom and I are literally heading to the airport. She's there getting ready to drop me off, and I get a message and it said, your flight's delayed. And I was supposed to leave at 2:20 and it said you're leaving at 4:20. So it's like, fuck. So we grab something to eat, and I left my phone in the bathroom. And then I go back to get the phone. We drive back to the restaurant. It's Idaho, dude. The phone was there, no problem.
Yeah, of course, because you're the shadiest person in Idaho.
I
Outside
was-
the Klan.
I was for 4 days. So
Yeah, wherever you are, crime rate goes up, teenage pregnancy skyrockets.
Child trafficking begins.
Oh, Jesus.
we'll get
Howie,
to
did
that's,
you?
That's
Hold on.
where we draw the line.
that's
Howie.
later in the show.
Howie, did you frost your tips?
No, this
Hold
is
on.
natural.
Did you
Hold
just
on,
ask
bro.
him out on a date? Isn't that
No.
code for I want to fuck your asshole?
No,
This
that's not
is
even
natural.
close. It's not
This-
even close.
This
Where
is
did
this
you
is
get that?
this is a patch from Sunday night. I don't know how it got there.
Yeah, Chris knows how it got
All
there.
right, let me finish the story. So I get back in the car. I buy my mom a lemon bar. Here's the thing. When I do something stupid,
A lemon bar?
yeah. Well, I
Like
left my
Xanax?
phone.
Like
That
Xanax?
sounds like more code for gayness than fucking anything else we talked about.
You tossed your mom a lemon bar?
Well,
Yeah.
let me ask
Chris,
you guys
did your
this.
mom ever say who she'd rather hook up with on the show if she had to? Like,
Yeah,
was
none of
she
you
like,
were here.
It's
None of you were
Tommy.
here.
oh, really?
Guys,
That's just rude.
guys, now you understand why my mom didn't want to come on the show? Because she knew it
Why?
just wouldn't be that show. Because she knew it would keep going. And out of respect for her, I'm going to let it die. My
Well,
point
I
is
just
this.
know that Evan would knock the bottom out of it. Keep going.
Okay, my point is this. When you use a public restroom, don't you feel like obligated to buy something just so you don't feel like you're loitering? Because that's
No, because you live in the public bathroom because you're washing your hands and your fucking ring. You fucking basically get your mail forwarded there for the days you're in town. That's why you feel bad.
Your hair right now literally looks like you just dumped your forehead in a fucking gas station sink and just walked out.
Well, when I get off a plane, the first thing I do is take a shower. It's the very
At
first
the
thing.
airport.
No, yeah, bird bath in the shitter. No. So basically what happened is this. I'm gonna take forever to tell the story. So I go back in and I don't want to say, hey, I left my phone in your toilet while I was in there for 38 minutes. So I do a quick scan. I realize nobody's there. So I'm like, I'm just going to act like a new customer and buy a lemon bar. So I buy the lemon bar and then I go grab my phone. I get out to the car and I told you my flight was delayed 2 hours. So I look at my phone. I'd read it wrong. My connecting flight was delayed an hour and I didn't account for the time zone. So I look at my phone and I'm like, my plane leaves in 52 minutes and I'm nowhere near the airport. So my mom, it was like a movie. She does.
So your mom drove like Jack Bauer in 24.
She went like 3 over
with a lemon bar in her ass.
Hey, dude, that's his mom, bro.
So
I don't know what a lemon bar is. I'm sorry.
It turns into shit. She's like, don't worry. I just got the car serviced. We're fine. And what happens when we get on the freeway and she pulls up to a stop sign to take the exit? The car dies. Okay. And it won't start. And I'm literally going, I'm so fucked. And I'm looking at my clock. I now have 43 minutes until the flight leaves. She's like, you're not checking bags. The car starts. I get to the gate and I've flown out of this airport many times. And I'm like, there'll be nobody there. I turn the corner. It's to the window. And I'm like, I'm fucked.
To the wall. That's what goes down my balls.
So my point is, when you guys are in this situation, do you raise your hand and say, hey, I'm an idiot, I need help? Or do you just get in line? Okay.
Yes.
I don't. Okay.
I go, dude, I'm late for my flight. And most people let you through. Now, if you're on acid, they get out of the way because lightning bolts are coming out of your eyeballs. So what you should have done is like, Mom, I have to get in my superhero mode and just put a tab of acid on your tongue in front of your mother.
Here's what I did, because I can't be that guy. I looked at that remaining flights, and there was a flight that left 7 hours later, and it was 500. And I'm like, I'll just bite the bullet and do it if I have to. I don't want to stress. Meanwhile, I'm just stressing. So then we
got lemon bars and biting bullets. It's getting really weird and I
start getting to the front and I'm counting down the clock and I'm doing the math in my head. And then the rule I have is don't ever get behind children in a line.
And don't buy Coke from black people. Go on.
I broke the rule because there were 3 children and that was it. And the other line had like 30 people. So I get behind the children. I get to the window. I show her my ticket. And she goes, your birthday doesn't match your boarding ticket. And I go, that's all right. I have my passport. And she gets weird on me. And I finally said, look, the DMV fucked up. Just let me through. And then she does the mask check, double checks it. And I go, look, I'm really late. I screwed up. And I go, am I going to make the 225? And she goes, I'll give you a 50-50 chance. And then stamps it and just gives me the business. So then
50-50 is not bad.
But here's the thing.
Isn't that bad?
I only have 23 minutes at this point. I get to the line and sure enough, I start to go through the conveyor belt the thing where you do your arms. Homeboy goes, hold on, I got to reset it. And I'm like, dude, can I go to the other one? But I don't want to act like I'm sketchy. You know what I mean? Like I already am. And it took like 3 minutes, which felt like an hour. Then I get through the machine. And then they go, bag check. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. They do the fucking bag check. They didn't test for drugs or anything. I had something in my bag that probably didn't look good. Okay. So then Did it look
like a male dick?
I was home for the weekend and I had a couple childhood things that I had to bring home in my bag.
What was that? Anal beads?
It was similar to a male dick, but not a male dick.
What does that mean? A dog dick? What are you talking about? Evan looks perplexed.
I'm
and
perplexed.
inquisitive all at the same time.
I'm
Okay,
curious.
you were in Idaho. Was it like
Potato.
what's that the missing the abdominal snowman's dick or
The
the
abdominal, abdominal,
abdominal. The
abdominal. What's he doing?
snowman.
Crunches.
Okay, don't worry
What's
about
this?
what was. Don't
Bigfoot?
worry.
Was it Bigfoot's dick? Is that what
You
we're
got
talking
fucking.
about?
You got the fucking just doing squats.
What
got
is
fucking
this?
Jizz
Is this
gutters.
Is this
This
the
is
I'm gonna
fucking
Marilyn
squats,
Manson
bro,
and suck
from
my own
side to
dick?
side, dude.
Oh my god.
Okay, so anyway, I start
Dude,
running,
you've
and I don't.
insulted young Evan Hand, dude. He works in that field.
Okay,
Abdominal? What is that, dude?
that's
Abdominal.
the crunch. The crunch.
There you go. You do that motion a lot, don't you?
You do. Yeah. Neff's the only one that pushes his own head down.
He's got a very limber neck.
All right. So the point is, you've seen the movies where people actually run in the fucking
Yeah.
or just been in real life. in
Or an
airports
OJ
and all.
Hertz commercial.
Yeah. So I go into high gear and I'm running and I'm running and I'm running and I'm feeling it in my lungs. And I get to the gate. They're about to close the doors. And I'm like, no, wait.
I'm
And-
transitioning.
And then she goes, oh, wait, we're only on B. You got the C's. Don't worry, we're fine. And because I wasn't the gate. They were just shutting the door because an old lady was bringing out a fucking wheelchair. So then I'm like, cool, I'm going to go pee. I get on the plane.
Oh, that's an hour. Fucking.
It was 8 minutes. Then I get on the plane. And as soon as I sit down, I get the fucking lippy sky cunt. And I'm in the exit row. And
Is
I'm
that
putting-
redundant?
Yeah. I'm in the exit row or the lippy sky cunt.
Yeah, that's kind of redundant.
So they're doing their whole spiel, and you know how Southwest is. It's like every bad open mic you've ever been to, and I don't know why the FAA still allows this. It's like, okay, it was funny the first time, it's old now. So she does the spiel about the exit row, and she goes, and I just nod back, and she goes, "Sir," and I go, "Uh-huh," and she goes, "I need a verbal affirmation."
Oh yeah, dude.
And I go, okay. I said I was nodding my head. And she goes, "Sir, I need a verbal affirmation because if you'd been listening, you would have known that I said I needed a verbal affirmation." And at that point, I was just like, fuck you.
Let it go.
Let it go. Chill out. And then the guy next to me, he goes, "Just say yes." And I said, yes. I said, yes. And then
The guy
and then I
next to
look
me
over
gave me
at
a
him.
hand job.
And then I look at him and I said,
By the way, that guy's telling a story about an uppity tranny that he had to sit next to on a plane
well,
that wouldn't just say yes, by the way.
well, here's the thing. She then condescends me and goes, "Thank you, sir." And I look at the guy next to him and I said, I should have said, "It's miss." And then
Yeah.
he looks at me like this and I go, "I'm just kidding. I'm I'm just joking." And
then
he goes,
he tickled your twat.
and then he goes, "Don't worry. I have noise canceling headphones on. I wasn't even listening to you anyway." And I'm like, okay, that's how it's going to be for the rest of the flight. Fine. So the point is, I forgot one part. I was running so far.
Oh,
fast.
dude, you don't need to add it. This is the
My bag
fucking Lord
opened
of the Rings of stories that go nowhere. Go on.
15
Go
minutes.
on.
We're at 15 minutes.
Hold on.
This
It's
is one of the
unbelievable.
most
I haven't even
amazing
talked.
stories I've
I
ever
got-
I
heard
haven't
in my
even
life.
told you about the connection. What happened at the connection? So-
Dude, if
This
it's
is gonna
like
be
the
the
rest of
entire
the story,
episode.
it will be
No.
completely under.
All it involves is the fact that I lost my hat, and some guy runs up to me and he goes, "Your bag's open." He goes, "Did you have a Hurley hat?" And I go, "I don't give a fuck." And he goes, "Well, I saved it for you." And he's like, "It's two things down." So then I run back to get my hat. So the point is, once I get to the connection, I'd already been to San Jose. I had to bite the bullet. Sorry, Howie, I'm almost done. And patronize Chick-fil-A twice. And I've never been there and never will because you know how they feel about gay people and transitioning people.
Your tribe.
No. My tribe, not their tribe. The point is,
Your
I was
people.
like, I got to get a Diet Coke. So I get a Diet Coke from the Starbucks, but they're in those fucking huge things and it's piss warm. So I get my Chick-fil-A, with reservations, The point
Hey,
is, that's
dude,
the
let
fun-
me just tell you something. Now,
Yeah.
whoever is in charge of your transition is nailing it because you're just like a woman who tells a story that goes nowhere. And if we don't hear all of it,
cut it,
we're
Evan.
a horrible human being.
I'm gonna cut it all
Okay.
out.
I just wanted
Just say good.
I've been stabbing myself in the eye for
Here's
real.
the thing.
Like for real.
Here's the thing. I'm like, I've got it. I'm not going to fuck it up. So then I get in line to go to the gate. And you know how Southwest, it dings your phone? It's the ding, ding. I get the brr, brr, and I'm like, not again. And she goes, sir, where are you going? And I go, Long Beach. And she goes, this is LAX. And I go, what? And she goes, you got to go to the other side of the airport. So then I ran to the other side and barely made it. She was like, they're leaving within 5 minutes of each other. But I mean, I'm just a wreck. I'm a wreck. I can't.
Amazing
you know what
story,
I mean?
Chris.
I need to
Amazing
thre-
story.
Oh
not a-
my
I
God.
want one of those.
Do your
those
boyfriends put up with that? I mean, talk about boner killer. Do you
What I
do that
need
at
to
the
get-
glory hole? Do you just keep talking and you just watch?
I want one of those child leashes, and I want like
Oh.
a parent to travel
Oh.
with me.
Just when
in-
the story couldn't get worse, you started talking about child leashes.
right.
Anyways, thank you for that, Neff. That
Okay.
was fun. You should do
17
that in your
minutes
new
and
travel
25
show.
seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry it took so long. The point is, I'm back. It was a very nice time with the fam, and it's good to be back. So let's get into it. What about you? I know you've been sending me DMX beats, rocking the hex. I didn't even know what that meant. Nevin had to explain it to me.
Hex is just Hex gonna give it to you. He's gonna give it to you. Hex gonna give it to you. Hex is I mean, dude, every time I go there, I'm like, come on, dude. There's no way. There's no way. And then boom, Hex is just fucking going crazy.
I had our analytics department do some math, and by analytics department, I mean
Our
Evan.
analytics department.
Yeah,
that's
we got
me.
analytics department.
this
It's
is
ran
like-
by the abdominal.
Do you mean like? Do you mean
Snowman?
like? Do you mean Chris like your analytics
I
department,
see
like
what-
in your
oh,
bathroom behind you?
snap.
I'm not even
Bro.
going to say what I
Frosted
normally
tips with
say.
the hammer.
The point is, it's like Moneyball around here. We're like the Oakland A's. We don't have a lot
How
of
he
money.
looks like right now, like he's just telling the dude, sweep the fucking leg. That's what you look like right now. You got Cobra Kai energy.
By the
Fucking
way,
hell.
everybody says I look like that kid that's on Cobra Kai. Everybody.
Dude, I don't know what kid they
The
say
kid
you
that
look
looks
like.
like me.
The gay kid?
Evan, I had Evan run some analytics on Hex's run up. And what is it since we received our free Hex? I think it's 587% since April something.
Yeah, April 26th, I believe it was up 596 or 597.
Okay.
Well,
so
I gave mine to Sam for about, I think, a Diet Coke,
Yeah,
$300.
a Diet Coke
$300.
and a reach around.
so,
So I'm happy.
so,
I'm pretty
first of
happy.
all, the biggest dick we should suck on this entire show is Ralph Ganestein, who gave it to us.
Oh,
Ganis-
work them
Afghanistan,
balls.
Ralph
Work them
Afghanistan.
balls.
He's not
Work
a
those
Jewish
balls.
man.
Howie, you don't have to work the balls. You don't have to. The
First
rest
of all,
us-
I love Ralph. I didn't know he gave. If I had known it was Ralph that gave it to us, I would have kept it.
Okay, is this your way of saying you want it back?
No, I don't want it
Okay.
back.
All right, so up 600% since April. So it's one of my best gains on the since we've been doing the show. Now keep in mind, those are unstaked gains. Okay. So Sam, we've been over this. Did you
First of
stake
all,
your
let me
bet?
stop you right there, Skippy. It's not a gain until you sell it. It's what's called an unrealized gain. And we need to explain that specifically. There's a
Good
realized
point.
gain and there's an unrealized gain. These are hypothetical unrealized gain. It's not a realized gain until you sell it. So let's be very clear about that.
Right. Well, of course, it's not. By the way, I think we're an unrealized gang, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
No,
Like CD.
Nobody knows what you mean. Nobody. Nobody knows.
No, what
You
I'm
lost
saying
me.
is
You lost
I'm
me.
saying is word on the street is a lot of people, and I've been getting a bunch of DMs. They're like, "You've changed my financial life," and you know,
Dude, let me just say something real quick.
Yeah.
Dude, we are hearing that more and more and more. And I wish people, we don't need the specifics, but would tweet it more so Robin can take it and put it everywhere. So people realize like this show is changing lives. Howie talks about it all the time. Howie
Yeah.
talks about all these people that hit him up and they're like, they listen to us on all these different things and their life has changed. And you know what? Sometimes it goes up, down. That's the market, and that's the game we play. Everything's a game. But man, people are changing their lives. I get people all the time when I'm doing shows going, hey man, I just started my own business. I'm starting 2 other businesses. I'm really hustling while I work my normal job. And it's like, that's what we do. That's what this show
just
does.
To jump in with what Howie was saying, because I do want to have the unrealized gain. I also want to know people to know we're an unrealized gang. That's a separate thing. I won't do a monologue. Now, here's the thing. I get recognized sometimes when I travel. And
when you look in the mirror.
That's the man with the penis and the vagina.
That's the guy who says, put the lotion in the basket.
Okay. The point is, I ran into somebody. Now, I already knew them, but they still recognized me. And they said, but they didn't recognize me from knowing me.
That is the best thing. I have the kind of fame where people I already know me. That's my fame. I'm famous with people who know me. That's the best.
Like if I'm hanging out the night before and I'm drinking with a guy till 3 a.m. and he sees me 2 days later, yeah, he remembers me.
My
favorite thing, that's my brother. My brother's like, dude, I just have a talent for recognizing famous people. I'm like, they're famous.
Let me get to the unrealized gain point. So this guy I used to know, he recognizes me. Well, I called him up because I said, hey, do you want to meet up and talk? So
that's so funny. Okay. So this guy that recognizes you happened to be there because you called him to show up.
Right. But here's the thing. I got there early. So
did you just say like, hey, Mike, listen, I know it's been 8.5 years, but do you want to get together and talk?
Hey, Mike, show up and look surprised when you see me.
Well, my point is the last time I saw him, I didn't have the mane and anything. And I was sitting on the front porch when he showed up.
Would you say this was a planned, spontaneous event?
No, I called him and he said, come over. I'll meet you at 3. And I got there at 2:30 because I was early. So I sat on his porch and then we went in and he said,
you're running on tranny time, which is show up early, make sure there's no cops there.
Right. So I get there, we catch up and he goes, I got to tell you, man, Cash Daddies is, amazing. And then he's showing me his gains. And I'm like, now you realize those are unrealized. And he goes, what does that mean? And I go, do you know what a capital gains tax is on your stock? He had no clue. And I explained to him the 1 year. So Howie, why don't you just reiterate the 1 year 15% so people understand?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you buy a stock and you sell that stock within 365 days, you're going to pay what's called ordinary income. Whatever income tax bracket you're in, baby, that's what you're paying on that tax.
Correct.
So, I mean, with all the taxes related, you could be paying up to close to 50% on that tax. Where if you hold that thing for more than a year, that puts you down
15%.
Yeah, it puts you down to 15, 20, or actually, you know what? I just messed that up.
No, you didn't.
The way it works, Chris, is if you hold the stock for more than a year, you get to pay ordinary income.
Correct. But I mean, if 365 days go by and my stock went from 20 to 40 and I double and I cash it in, I'm paying 15% as opposed to my effective tax rate, whatever that is. That's the point I was trying to relay.
Right.
So that's the thing, guys. When you're banking, you have these huge gains and you bank them in under a year. Don't forget, you're going to have to pay taxes at whatever your current tax rate is, unless you wait a year. And where it gets complicated is when you're on this massive gain and you're in that 9-month range and you see it starting to move down and correct itself.
Question.
Yeah.
Now, when you say wait a year, are you talking from the moment you bought?
Correct.
Thing or the moment you started to get some gains on it?
No, the day you buy it.
The day you buy it. If you buy, let's just say you bought Smith & Wesson last week. You said you did. I doubt you did. And
okay. How much money do you have?
I don't have a lot of cash right now.
Okay. How much money don't you have?
Let's lay some wood down.
Lay some wood down. Speaking your people.
I'll give it to you. You finally followed through and did something you said you were gonna do.
Dude, I buy a lot of stuff you tell me to buy, guys.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Stand-up microphone down. I feel like you're about ready to use it as a prop for a dick joke or something. So the point is this: let's say you get Smith and Wesson last week, you can't sell that for another year, and to avoid those taxes. Now, if you add to that position, that new position takes a new year from that date. So that's the other thing you want to keep.
And the big thing is, but don't ever do this. Don't ever, if you have a stock or whatever that goes up big quickly, take the gains, man. Don't sit there and wait for a year, because 90% of the time that thing's back where you bought it or below.
Absolutely.
Take profits. Don't ever worry about that shit. I mean, that's, in certain situations, it's good. If you put stop losses on it every 2 or 3 months and that stock doesn't hit those stop losses and keeps going up, good for you, because you're getting closer to not paying those extraordinary short-term capital gains. But, if you get something that jumps, it doubles or more, God damn it, sell it, man. Sell it on those gains.
Yeah,
I
don't
would.
be afraid to take those massive profits.
Hell no.
So
Take profits. Never leave money on the table.
That's right.
So I've got a couple things I wanted to bring up because there's been a lot of news this week. And Sam, it's going to possibly trigger you a little bit. So I want to give you a warning.
Trigger warning. Trigger warning.
Trigger warning. Because one of them is related to one of my picks of the week. And I don't know if you know this, but first of all, did you hear that the FBI is releasing all the 9/11 stuff? So we're going to find out. Yeah. So first of all, we know we're going to find out next week that Building 7 collapsed normally and there was nothing involved with explosives. So that'll come out. That's trigger one.
This is like slow pitch softball. That's what that was right there. Slow pitch softball.
So here's the thing. I don't know if you know, but Pfizer is currently testing an oral COVID tablet. So I think Pfizer's setting up here to make a lot of money for a long time. It is my pick of the week, and not just because of the oral testing tablet, but also the booster thing is going live. And Reuters put out a study that 76% of vaccinated Americans want boosters. I thought that number was a little high. Tough to believe.
First of all, I'm just going to tell you something, dude.
Yeah.
Polls are bullshit. Okay. And I hope they all get the booster and they keep asking for more boosters, because that's when people are going to wake up. They now are talking in Israel that these people already have 3 boosters or 2 boosters, don't want to do a 3rd booster. So I hope they keep boosting and people wake up to it. So good, man. I just it's unbelievable what people are doing. I don't believe any study any poll. I don't believe any poll. I've never been polled. I never know anybody's been polled, but I'm just telling you that.
My point is, we had a lot of people talking about Moderna, that massive run it was on. And of all the major vaccine plays, I like Pfizer the best because of the 3% yield and the fact that they're positioning themselves not only for boosters, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th boosters forever. Now they're coming out with a pill so they can
boosters forever. And they want you to take that daily, by the way.
Hey, they'll probably scare enough people into taking it daily. So my point is, Howie, what you bought it at 39, right? I think it's 46 right now.
But they have that company has so many drugs in the network over the next 20, 25 years. I mean, that's just a beast stock. It's probably the number 1 stock in large cap pharmaceuticals. I like it better than Merck, J&J, all of them.
I think it's a $60 stock in a year. So what I was saying is, if you want a high quality long-term play that you're not going to have to worry about too much, I think it's Pfizer. You're not going to see this double or triple or go crazy in the meme world or anything. But if you want a nice cornerstone and you don't have a major drug company in the corner, Pfizer would be my pick out of all 3 of them. I think they're set up for a long time.
Good company.
Yeah,
definitely.
So people are asking about the meme of the week. They were like, Chris, can we get a meme of the week segment on the show?
Meme of the week. It's a meme of the week.
Yeah. And we might want to do a sound effect for that.
I just did. And you talked all over it.
So could you bring up that meme of the week? Because I didn't get this.
I think that Neff wants to get it. Howie wants to get into the weed biz.
No, I get that, but everybody's saying Roth IRA is the best joke I've ever heard, and I don't understand what that means.
I think whoever did it was trying to come out with a funny way to say Roth IRA, but do it Jamaican style. That's my guess.
Now-
I like that.
See, here's where I think you're wrong.
Buffalo Soldier.
There you go.
Rock
think-
like Irie.
I think Erie is what the young kids call a dank strain. That's why I think that's what that means. And it's a play on
Buffalo
words.
Soldier.
with
Could be.
IRA.
I thought it was Jamaican.
Rock like Irie.
Now we're really sounding old because I think the
It's-
joke went over all of our heads.
It's used by Rastafarians as a friendly greeting.
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Irie.
the youngest guy in the show had to Google it. So stop.
I
with the
had
ageism.
no idea.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's too busy throwing game at your mom to worry about Roth IRA. Okay.
Big news. Word on the street is Reddit is IPOing. Do you guys have any interest in that? Should it IPO?
I have zero. I don't have any clue what what they're selling.
Mhm.
What are they
Who's taking
selling?
it public? Do we know?
Not yet, but they're saying somewhere between a 10 and 15 billion valuation. I love it because I think people are going to Reddit because they want to learn how to trade. I don't think it's an insane valuation, and I've seen the ads go in. I think they target their audience as well. So I am interested. Yeah.
I won't be until I find out who's underwriting it.
Okay.
And I'm looking right now, and I don't think it's been.
I just
don't
don't
think it's-
understand what you're selling.
So in other words, if Reddit wants to go public and they want to get on the exchange with the big boys, a big company like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, UBS, they have to come in and say, hey, we'll do all the underwriting. We'll come up with a really good price. We'll tell you how many shares are going to be outstanding, how long you can hold them, when you can get rid of them, how many officers are going to hold them. And they come out and say, we'll take over, we'll underwrite it for you, and we get this percentage. In other words, if the thing opens at 12 and it pops it to 15, they'll get a few $100 million off of it. And the reason I want to see who underwrites it, because when you see a couple of these firms that you've never heard of, like Joe Johnson Brothers and like Kane Cousins, if you see companies that you never heard of underwriting it, it usually means it's a shit IPO.
Okay. That's good to know. I never even thought about it. Last
Yeah.
piece of triggering news. Apple, they made some headlines last week because they're working with the states of Georgia and Arizona to digitalize your driver's licenses on your Apple wallet. So,
Gross.
well, don't you hold Apple?
I do. I still.
So
do.
this might be where you have a crisis of conscience here and need to make tough decisions in life.
There's already some stuff that Apple does I don't like, but I like Apple products.
Better than Facebook.
Absolutely.
Like Noam Chomsky says, it's like, show me the clean money.
I
It's
love
not
his
Pfizer.
rapping. Yeah, I love his rapping. He's good.
Listen, every one of them has been selling their souls for hundreds of years, but you know what? To make money, you got to pick the good ones.
Well, word on the street is somebody from Apple put out an internal memo and is bitching about privacy and saying that Apple has too much to their personal information because they're connecting to the cloud and whatnot.
Can I just tell you that I think we should limit the amount of times we say word on the street?
That's my new catchphrase.
I don't say it.
Freeze? Can we freeze it? Let's freeze it for sure.
I think it's my new catchphrase.
Okay.
I mean, we can vote on it.
Well, I'm a dictator. I have
Okay.
executive
Respect me.
powers. Respect me, dog.
I want to play a game of The Price is Right.
Okay.
So NFTs are going ape shit again right now. They're back. They're back.
Money laundering.
They're back in style. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to show you a picture of this NFT, and I want you guys.
Hold on, Evan. What are we playing for? I don't play games for free.
It's bragging rights, maybe a little bit of pride.
There we
How
go. Let's
about
go
how
with it.
about half an Ethereum?
What?
$2,000.
Okay.
Are you
let's-
nuts?
All right. Well, I feel pretty confident in my skills.
All right, let's
Let's-
just see it. Okay.
We just do $100 a piece.
Jesus.
Oh, snaps. Look at this.
All right. For those listening, it's literally just a poorly drawn rock.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa, whoa. I think that's a little harsh. There's 5 different shades there. That's not poorly done.
Okay. How much do you think this is worth?
I mean,
That looks
I
like the
think
rock.
it's
That
worth-
looks like the rock Chris used to get on the corner about 15 years ago. That just it was 4 a.m. He didn't quite know what he was about to put in the pipe, and just a
It
big
does
gray
look
rock
like
came out.
chunks of blow that I've picked up the carpet and snorted after my cats have fucking walked all over them. I have been that desperate.
It looks like the head of the third guy over in the evolution.
Just so Sam doesn't pull, because if Sam goes last, he's going to say $1 and try and underbid. Are we playing by that rule?
Just go closest. You can go over.
Okay, so it's closest, and
Yep.
you can
Yeah.
go.
We'll just go.
I will say 18 million.
Okay. Sam.
Okay. Howie,
I'll say 200,000.
I'm gonna say 150,000.
3 million.
Oh my God!
This guy bought it on August 4th for 9 Ethereum, $25,000,
Bullshit.
and now it's worth $3 million. A rock.
Wow.
You couldn't even tell that's a rock. That's
Yeah,
Money laundering.
money. It's
of
all
course it
money
is. That's
laundering,
what it is.
dude.
It's money laundering. It's what half of crypto is. It's amazing.
It's what art is. The Van Goghs are like amazing. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, it looks like a fucking fourth grader did finger painting.
Exactly.
You got money you need to park. That's where you go.
Speaking
Oh,
of
yeah,
that,
look at this crypto.
the one asset segment that is not applicable to the 15% capital gains is art and collectibles. They don't play that game. They know that shit's a fucking racket. So you don't get to pay 15% after your Banksy quadruples in value in a year and sell it. So keep that in mind if you are a high dollar art collector.
The
Now,
language.
Did we talk about the fact that the infrastructure bill, they slid in the fact that they're going to put in place to tax crypto? Did we discuss this already?
No, I mean, we know they're going to tax crypto. We know that
Yeah,
they're
they're
coming
gonna
up with
try
all
to
kinds of new
figure
ways.
Point
figure it
is,
out.
the point is, it got slid into the infrastructure bill. A lot
I
of
didn't-
people,
Of course.
yeah, but it happens all the time. But people are like, oh, infrastructure, we're going to have new roads. We're going to have new highways. I don't think people understand how lobbyists work and how Congress works.
My favorite thing is that they're like all these politicians, like, we have to regulate crypto or else it's gonna crash and burn. You're like, yeah, because that's what always happens.
My pick of the week, the gem I found, ties right into all this.
Can you talk
Pick of the
about
week. Pick of the week.
You want me to give it now?
Yeah, I like the way that we're all over the map today. You know what I mean? It's not just me telling bad stories.
All right.
We're a little off the map.
So I tweeted this out on the Cash Daddies thing. I bought ALBT. It's Alliance Blockchain. That's what it's called. And what it's really trying to do is solve all the regulation problems that are going on right now. So I know XRP is like trying to do the same thing and be the banker's
Look
coin.
it up. Well, let's show it to me. Where'd you buy it?
It's on the Ethereum network. Gas fees are absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, I am incredibly bullish on this. There's only 232 million in the circulating supply right now with a max of $1 billion. Market cap's 291 million. So, you know, Cardano's kind of doing the business thing.
Let me ask you a question. Do you really think the market cap is really 191 million? Do you really believe that?
291.
Or 291? Do you really believe that's true?
Well, I'm just multiplying the price by the circulating supply.
Right. I understand that. But I think a lot of people feel that most of these alt chains, that
Hold on,
the
alt chains, is that a band?
altcoins, actually, it sounds like it'd be a kick-ass band.
They're opening up for the chain smokers.
Daisy chains.
The old chain.
Jesus and the Mary chain.
So here's my question.
Okay.
My question is
just
do you
when
really-
we were trying to have
Oh,
fun.
just because I'm into shoegazing makes me the weirdo?
Yeah, it does really.
explain. We got to explain the market caps with crypto is definitely different than equities, and the reason I'm saying that is because there's so many of these coins that have been misplaced, lost. Chris and I've talked about this, and there's a lot of ways to make a crypto's market cap look much higher than it is. I
And at
mean,
the same
I
time,
want
there's
it
a
to
lot
be
of-
low.
But here's the same thing, because Evan and I were talking about this. There's also market suppression. And I honestly believe, Hex is being suppressed by CoinMarketCap. And Evan and I did some numbers on that, and they're not ranking the correct market cap. So Evan, what did we decide Hex should be at if you look at market cap?
So its market cap right now is 71 million or 71 trillion. Is it?
Billion.
Which is not true.
No, it's 71 billion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would rank it fifth.
Right. And it's showing up on CoinMarketCap as in like in the 200s.
201. Yeah, 201.
So this is a problem. People need to understand you got to compare your sources, because I think Nomics has Hex in the top 5 or 6 now. So make sure before you make a move that you're not just going to one source to decide what a coin's trading for. We went over this with Cumrocket a couple weeks ago when you guys were like, it's at 2 cents. And I'm like, no, it's at 8. So you really have to go around and
but to get back to the topic, explain a little bit, because the biggest misconception in crypto is the fact that most of these market caps aren't even close to that, aren't really truly close to that. You can't just take a coin's price at where it's trading and then multiply it by the amount of coins out there, because that's where there's problems. You don't know exactly how many are out there.
What if they're capped like Bitcoin? We know there's only X amount of Bitcoin. Do you believe that market cap?
Yeah, that one I kind of do. Yes, I do. But a lot of the alt coins, I don't. Not even. No way.
They give a fully diluted market cap as well as a regular market cap. So fully diluted would be if the maximum supply was in it, what the fully diluted would be. So this would be a trillion or a billion, 1 billion.
That's what Hex would be, 1 billion?
No, the one I'm talking about, ALBT.
Oh.
Hex would be, Jesus.
Hex gonna give it to you.
256 billion.
Yeah, that's I think when this comes out, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. I don't believe that these are true market caps. I don't even think they're close.
All right, well,
But here's the thing,
finish
dude.
my
It's all
point.
Wild West, man. At this point,
It
it's
is.
like Evan's
It
taking
is.
chances, bro.
It is.
and it's paying
Evan's
off.
taking chances. Evan's living on the edge. Evan is a crypto edge lord.
Hey,
He ain't
if you're-
afraid.
I love
if you're
edging.
rolling and you think you can, I mean, but we do know, and I will say this again, I'll reiterate it. At some point, these things are going to take a very quick beating. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's when. All these are going to take a very quick beating. I don't know what's going to happen. It's like Chris said.
Howie, let's take a look right at history of the financial establishment, right? The network. How quickly do we see a turnover like this? I know we had the tech bubble, obviously, and how long did that last?
The tech bubble, I don't know, probably all together 6 months, maybe at the most.
You mean the crash or the aftermath?
Well, how long till like tech fever took off to the crash?
All right, from 97 to April of 2000, you had tech companies going from 8 to 500.
So here's my whole
You're
thing.
comparing, but hold on, Sam, just to interject.
No, this is a good comparison. What are you doing?
Let me just say this real quick.
Just let him go.
Because there's a lot of things going on right here. It's like when you get into politics and everyone looks at history, what they don't realize that like the internet has changed everything. Like it's like things can't happen. They can't get away with stuff like they used to. What I'm trying to say is this, is like, how decentralized is crypto? How decentralized? How many different cryptos are being made? And can one person crash the whole thing? I mean, we've seen Eli kind of do it. And so the question is what the tech, because I think the tech bubble is the closest thing to this, even though it's two totally different things, right? It's two totally different things. How long was that run up until the rug was pulled? And do the people who pull the rug, are they that organized and that centralized that they can pull the rug with everything in crypto? That's the question.
Okay, and Howie, correct me if I'm wrong. I would say that bubble was flying from early 90s, 93, 94 to 2000. Am I wrong?
It said
That's
90.
Yeah,
6 years,
I just
right?
looked it up. It said 2 years, 1998 to 2000.
That's what I said. I said, is that what I said? I think 98 to 2000.
Close enough. Close enough. Close
So would you say, because Howie, you've been around the block longer than us, have you seen anything this gold feverish before? And is the analogy apt at what we're seeing in crypto in comparison to the .com bubble?
I think it's very, very identical as far as the numbers, how much you're seeing things go up. I mean, you know, during that 98 to 2000, basically you would see a company go, it would be an IPO, it'd go from 14 to 300 that in one day.
But how fast?
I don't know, 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, as soon as it opened, it would go to 150, 200, 250. And then the following week, it may be at 300. Then 2 years later, 450. But here's my point. This stuff went up just like stuff is going up right now. These were actually real companies. These were companies that actually had revenue. They had employees.
Did they though? That's my whole.
Yeah, of course they did.
Companies,
Of course, Amazon,
them,
eBay, Sam. These are companies I'm talking about. These are companies that 98.
We're not. Hold on. We're talking because you could say that Bitcoin is the Amazon of crypto, right? What we're talking about, and maybe I'm wrong, and I'm not trying to challenge you, but I'm just trying to figure out is like we're talking about a lot of shit coins and altcoins, and in the tech world, what is the equivalent? And it's how many of these tech people sold investors on Nerd Talk, and then when they couldn't deliver a product,
I'll give you a great example. I'll give you a great example. You want a tech company, and what you make a good point. 99% of these coins are altcoins. They don't do shit. I mean, they don't.
Well, here,
There was a company.
So you have
finish.
Bitcoin, Ethereum. Then you have the altcoins, and altcoins have a service. Then you have shit coins, which have no real service.
I don't think you could just call Bitcoin and Ethereum the two that aren't altcoins. I don't believe in that. I think these other players like Cardano, Binance, obviously, you know, Matic, these up and comers, you know,
they could move into that, but right now
they're not there yet, Chris.
Compared
not even
to Ethereum and Bitcoin.
Yeah, you got Bitcoin.
Cardano's 1/10. Cardano's about 1/10 of Bitcoin. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, but right still not Bitcoin. I'm telling you, Bitcoin's going to be different than everybody, man. I know you guys are a little more savvy and all this stuff to me, but based on energy.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's going to be gold. It's not going to be used to buy and sell shit.
Here's the thing.
It's going to be an asset that you hold.
Here's the thing. Look, the institutions, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, they're not buying Cardano, dude. They're buying two things. They're buying 95% Bitcoin and a little Ethereum, and that's it.
That's not the point of it, though, is like they're using these services which are run through these blockchains and these coins to better their business so they can get into crypto more.
Right.
Okay.
Let me just hold on. Let me circle back because I want to finish it. Sam's analogy.
God, you had to get that in.
No, before you go, listen, back when Sam was talking. So Sam had a question. He talked about altcoins and he wanted to know what would be a company in the stock market.
That's what I'm getting to.
No, so let me answer.
Yeah.
Let me answer.
1999. Homestore.com came out as an IPO. I don't know, like it was like a 490 million IPO, Homestore.com. Now listen to what they did. They had they were the first company to come out and say, we'll go to the grocery store, we'll buy your groceries, we'll deliver them to you. Okay. And like Sam said, they probably had 50 employees. Who the hell knows? They hadn't even really got started yet with their business model. But the IPO came out and it went from like 15 to like 150. 6 months later, it was trading at around 3 cents. Yeah. Along with about 5,000 other tech companies, like I just described. So what Sam's saying, don't be surprised if the same things happens.
That definitely does happen in crypto, where people get roadmapped. They call it, because these companies, they're just like, oh, we're going to do this, this, and this, but it's all talk until you actually. It happened
in stocks. I saw it happen with thousands of companies that were just BS companies.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, whatever. I get Queenie once in a while. I'm going to circle back. You said that Amazon was an apt analogy to Bitcoin. And my point is, and you need to correct me if I'm wrong here, but somebody mentioned this to me the other day and I didn't know about this. They said, don't forget, Amazon at one point lost 90% and took a nosedive.
More than that.
Right. So my point is,
when you're DARPA, you could do that, but go on.
But my point is, if it is the brand of excellence, you need to be prepared for those massive swings down. And we've seen Bitcoin retrace 3 times and go down 80%. So
Everybody's staking now is the attempt from the inside to stop the trading of digital currency like it's stock. That's really what they're doing. And I totally understand it. It's just good luck with that. I mean, we just have to understand that there's going to be Doge and there's going to be all these little ones that are just, people are just going to meme stock that shit. They're just going to wait till it gets big enough, sell out, and that's going to plummet. I do believe, just like Amazon, that there are going to be coins that survive and those who have them will make money.
Yeah, there'll be a few. Absolutely. Of course. I think so. Look, I watch it what the big guys are doing. And when I see Goldman Sachs buy $5 billion, which is a small amount of Bitcoin, I'm like, at least they're taking this serious, and all the big guys are doing it. So they must feel that this thing is going to continue, but we're going to have, if you want to call it a bubble, I don't care. You're going to see what happened to the tech. It's going to happen to 99% of these coins, man.
Well, let me just continue something because I've been thinking a lot about this. Like, if I was back in like the old West days, what would we be doing? You
would be selling your ass at a brothel.
Well, correct.
You'd be blowing a donkey for money in Mexico.
Yeah.
You guys, I set up great tee shots. You're welcome. My point is, if we were back in the old West days, okay, and we heard there was gold in their hills, I get to the town. You're probably right. I'd sell out my ass while the guys did all the heavy lifting searching for gold. The point is
that you're just leaning into you. That's the best.
You guys don't understand. I appreciate my role on this show.
That's it. Your ring isn't sensitive. It's just wrecked.
My point is this.
It's totaled.
My point is this. That eventually dried up. Okay. The 49ers, there's only so much gold you can pluck from the hills. Same thing with the Klondike. It went bust. Then what do you have? You have the Industrial Revolution. Then what do you have? The Roaring 20s. And, manufacturing, and then, the crash of, that led to the Great Depression. Then we're followed by another boom. And, it was a direct product of World War II, the war machine. That economy's booming. Then we have the 70s, and then we have everything that's happened in the 90s. I really feel like we're digitally farming gold, and it would be the same thing applicable to the 1860s. It's got to go bust at some point. Okay. Fuck the intrinsic.
Yeah, but the gold that's mined is still worth something. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's the difference. Okay. You're right. But intrinsic value of coins, it still doesn't exist. It only has value because we've perceived it as valuable. And I do think Bitcoin is stable in that regard. But I lean towards what Howie's saying. There's 99% of these things, they're going to fucking just disappear.
And people are going to be running and running and running, trying to get their money out, and they're not going to be able to. You'll get some, but most people will lose money.
Have you guys ever, and I don't know if I've talked about this, do you ever watch Twilight Zone, the old classics?
To the Twilight Zone and my band song.
Okay. The Rip Van Winkle murder, or the Rip Van Winkle case, my favorite episode. These guys rob a bank, they steal all this gold, and their plan is to put themselves to sleep for 100 years. So then they wake up and that gold is worth so much more. Problem is, when they wake up, they're in the future and gold no longer has any value. That could technically happen to gold at some point. It could no longer be useful in the future if we evolve as a society. It's very possible. So you can't,
unless the Anunnaki still want it. But go on.
Dude, gold's not going anywhere.
Hey, we could circle back to Gobleteki if you want to go deep, homeboy. Okay. But we're not ready for this. Crowd isn't ready for that. So the point is, I lean towards the fact it is going to bust again. I was on the fence. I was like, Wall Street's involved. It can't go. But there's a famous saying on Wall Street, and Howie could tell you this, and that's, this time it will be different. It's never different. It has to retrace at some point. So
it's always the same.
Yeah. Well, because what it is, dude, is it's basically investment double dutch. Everyone's waiting for their time to jump in and sell to make the money. So it's like, who is the first to sell it off? And they get all the money. Right. I do believe Bitcoin is I just think it's digital gold. The other ones are going to be like, who's going to be left holding the bag? There's a lot of misinformation going on out there. People have been telling me I'm wrong on this, but 20% of Bitcoin is gone, which means it can't go to zero, dude. It cannot go to zero. It cannot, because the system would look at that as people holding their Bitcoin.
I think it can't go down to zero. It could go to zero.
I agree. How? Well, because here's the thing. What if we evolve as a species and no longer need transactional payments for anything?
Okay. So in our lifetime.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough.
Well, Sam, here's if let's say IBM, everybody sells every single stock of every share of IBM, but Ethel Rottencrotch bought her certificates via paper 80 years ago. She bought them via paper, and the bank which was storing these certs maybe got dissolved or bought out. Well, there's part of IBM that has been lost,
but
it can still go to zero.
20% is in Ethel. Do you understand? Like 20% is 1/5 of Bitcoin.
Yeah,
can never be found. I mean, like, it's gone.
All right, let me just play devil's advocate here. You said in our lifetimes. What if you are right and there is some sort of, let's say, Charlie Manson race war or left versus right war or nuclear war? Yeah, we wouldn't have any use for Bitcoin. And your other theory of bullets and fucking gas,
but dude,
is going to be the real.
So that argument is like when people go, well, what happens if the internet goes down? How do you get your Bitcoin? Well, try to get your fiat money out of the bank when the internet goes down. All cash will be worth nothing.
All I'm saying
it will be like
possible Bitcoin could be worth zero at some point.
Yeah, but then money itself is worth zero at that point as well.
Yeah, and that's when
at that point the internet crashes, everything's gone, and it just goes down to gold at that point. And my pick of the week: guns, ammo. And crossbows.
Time out. If the internet crashed, that would have nothing.
Get a crossbow. That's my new thing. Learn karate and buy a crossbow.
Let me tell you something. If the internet crashed, the stock market may go. It would have definitely a 1 or 2 day correction, but that's it. The stock market wouldn't go to zero if the internet crashed. The stock market was fine back before the internet.
Well, not only that, but here's the thing. Everybody, to reiterate this idea of this time's different. What didn't we have in during the Great Crash? We didn't have efforts in place in case there was runs on banks. That's changed. What did we have in 87 that we don't have now, or we do have? We had circuit breakers that flipped the switches. So there are systems in place that weren't there before to avoid this kind of thing happening again. So that is something we need to at least bring up if we're going to have the conversation.
But the internet truly isn't. I mean, to a point, but the stock market was around 100 and I don't know how many years before the internet.
Right. And then the electric grid was not ran on the basically digital, right? So when that goes out, we're all fucked. I mean, like, everything's evolved in that. You're probably right, Howie. I don't know. I mean, that day we won't go back when it's a zombie apocalypse. And I'm like, Howie, you were right. We're fucked.
I'll be like, did you get your Smith and Wesson stock out before the bank shut down?
Guys, the internet is crashing. Sell your Smith and Wesson real quick.
No, I don't know. Hopefully it never comes to that. Who the hell knows? But
I just think all doomsday shit.
I think you're going to see it'll be a 1 week thing, and they'll be interviewing people that were involved with this coin.
Those motherfuckers will be on the floor with their straw hats and their chalk and a fucking chalkboard. They're always going to be trading. All right, they'll figure something out.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, let's do our pick of the weeks, guys.
I'm going with Exxon. It's a
XOM?
stock. I like
What?
Exxon.
Hey, is the Death Star not available, Howie? You got Pfizer. No, you didn't do Pfizer. Oh yeah, you
No,
love
that was
Pfizer.
Chris.
You love Exxon.
I love Pfizer, but Exxon I really like because we got a ton of hurricanes coming. Hopefully, a couple of these oil
Is
rigs
date
get
rape
taken
drugs
out.
not trading well right now? Anything else out there?
Hey, you buy Exxon today, it goes up, it goes down, it doesn't matter. It pays a 6.3% dividend. You get 6.3% for that thing just sitting there. So I like it. It's at 54.87. I think it can go to 65.70. I like it a lot. That's my pick of the week, Exxon, XOM.
It's Howie's pick of the week.
That's right.
I think
Evan, what's your pick? I know you said it earlier. Is that
Yeah.
it?
ALBT. I kind of want to expand a little more. It's trying
take
to
some
be the
mushrooms,
first
brother.
globally defiant, or not defiant, globally compliant crypto that works with the banks. It blends in traditional investing and investment banking with DeFi. I see a lot of potential in it. I like the market cap. I like where it's going. Do your own research. Buy it
Evan's
if you
got
want.
a good track record. If you can find a way to buy it, you might want to look into it because Evan Hand is got the hot hand. Lady Neff.
Well, word on the street is that the readers want an official mom and Sweeter's pick of the litter pick. Okay. And this
One
is
person?
what's that?
One person
Yeah.
say that?
What one
Yeah.
person isn't part
Hey,
of
Chris, how many profiles do you actually have on the Discord?
He's got 17. He
Well-
is Whiskey Ginger.
Whiskey Gin. Santino's podcast.
Here's the thing. This is going to be a little controversial here. And we've talked about Hex, and I want to get into Hex. We've talked about Ralph Ganestein gifting our Hex. I've never bought Hex. Now, I ran some math here, and because I hear people saying I've got this much in Hex, and Evan and I ran some math, and had we instead of receiving $1,000, okay, we'd receive 10,000 and put it into a 3-year Hex stake in April. That would currently be worth $250,000. I get
Unrealized.
nothing out of it. What's
Yeah,
that?
but could you sell it?
That's what brings me to my
Then
point.
it's a mute conversation. It's not even worth talking
Wait.
about.
Howie, hold on, Howie. I'm going to bet you that I can talk you into buying Hex in the next 5 minutes. And-
Well, we're not even going to go there because I can't listen to you for that long. That's 5
Shots
minutes.
fired.
Oh shit! Shots fired.
No,
ass
you
to ass.
you wasted
Oh,
your-
snaps.
Cheek to cheek.
you had your first 15. I don't want to be taught. You talk me into it the next time. When you don't come, the next time you don't come out and talk about your flight for 20 minutes, then talk about it that next.
Edit.
Is this
Evan
the
17
number
minutes-
one
17 minutes and
airline
35 seconds.
podcast out there?
Hey, Evan will handle this in post like all of my albums have been, and it will come out funny. Okay, don't worry about that. We have the capabilities to make that work.
What is
He's-
this, a $6 million man podcast?
No, but look at him. He's taking notes right now. He's like, I got to cut this shit. 'cause
He's
Chris is
like,
too serious.
look
So
for a new job
Mississippi won
tomorrow.
29 to 10.
Okay, so Howie, here's my pitch on how you can buy and make money off of Hex. Okay,
Uh-huh.
we know Hex has been on this massive run. Okay, why don't you buy it? Throw in a couple $100, and I'm not asking you to stake it. Okay, buy the liquid Hex. It's gone from what, Evan, 3 cents to 40 cents in fucking 4 months. Unless you think this runs over, I don't give a fuck. I'm saying it's worth the gamble. I'm saying buy
I
five.
think it's over.
Well, let me finish about where we can go here. Put in $500 in Hex. Let's say it's at 40 cents. Let's say you wait a couple months, it doubles to 80. Take your money out, put that profit into fucking a stake, and free roll that bitch. Why can't you do that?
That's one of the, let me see. 1, 2. In my life, out of the 5 dumbest things I've ever heard, that was 3. It wasn't 1 or 2, but it was 3. I think
Okay, just for interest's sake, and I'll tell you this.
when I was in high school, one of my buddies bet me to jump behind a bakery window and literally pull a donut out and bang it.
And you
that
did
was
it.
a better idea than what you just came
Dude,
up.
thank you for your honesty.
I got dared to put my my dick in a knot hole in what do you call it?
Alabama.
A fence. Yeah. But here's my point, Howie. I think Hex is just starting to catch fire, and I'm saying don't even worry about staking it. Why can't you just swing trade it?
I like watching you guys, and you guys own it. I hope it goes to 50.
Right.
Me personally, I've kind of had a system I've been using for quite a long time.
Right.
And I wouldn't even like, if I wanted to go bet 500, I would go put it on like the 3 horse. You know, I would rather, I mean, there's nothing attractive about it.
Let me ask you this. You think Hex will be around in 3 years?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Oh shit.
No, I don't.
Oh shit. Shots fired.
I think the over under on that, like Chris was talking about, I think it's going to be sooner than later, and I could be wrong, but 3 years, hell no.
Okay. And what I'm saying is it's worth the risk to buy it because I think FOMO is setting in. I think people are seeing the massive runs on this, and it could retrace, but I'm willing to buy some hacks, see if I can double it, take that money, stake it, and just let it ride and take my original investment out. So
Here's
what
my
I'm
thing, dude.
So
any
what I'm
of these things is just you don't put everything you own into them.
100%.
You gamble. You hedge it.
Right. And I will say this. We all know that I'm all about diversification. Okay. What I'm saying is
you love to see women, ethnic minorities,
animals,
Filipinos. You love seeing all them
poodles.
I like
every Marvel comic
every
show.
color of the rainbow.
Yeah, you love that.
Is welcome in my loving universe, is what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, Howie, for the sake of it, for the fun of it, why don't we see if I can't get a free roll in stake and double my money and free roll it? And I'll bet you $100 that in 6 months, I will be free rolling my original investment in Hex if you give me 6 months to do it.
You might be free balling. You won't be free rolling.
So is that a bet?
No, I'm not betting anything. It bores me. Honestly, I would, but I don't even follow it, man.
But this is just about momentum. I don't think the momentum is even close to running.
I love Memento. That was a great movie where he writes all over himself. That's one of my favorite movies out there. That's what we should do, dude. We should all just write our picks on our arm so we remember how bad our picks were.
I'm going to take a Hex challenge to myself then and say within 6 months, I could take that 500, pull it out, and still have 500 locked up in a staked account free rolling. I think it could be done.
When you do the Hex challenge, can you get one of those
Tony Robbins
drive-through? Yeah, Tony Robbins. You're like, listen, you want to make money? Join me in the Hex challenge. And you have some chick with way too bright white teeth that obviously probably eat your butt off camera, and you're like, yeah.
Protector? Do you want the spit protector on the mic? So it doesn't
like,
pop?
we love it. We love Christ. And we love cucking. Go on.
I will do that if you could find me a microphone that's not small so it blocks out my teeth.
Dude, you got Bob Barker that shit.
Okay.
Get a mouth guard.
Here's nobody wants to take my action. If you want to take my action, you're welcome to. But I'm saying in 6 months, I can put $500 into Hex, turn it into 1,000, and free roll that $500 into a stake.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I agree.
Sounds great. Sounds awesome.
All I'm saying is this is like a swing trade. This is like GameStop. This is
danger, brother. Howie, get in the danger, bro. Stop going to Indian casinos and playing Pai Gow and get into the fucking digital currency danger zone, dude.
You know what? One of the girls that I talked to, this Russian chick that she's big in all this crypto. She told me the other day, you can actually, and Evan, you can verify
trafficked here against her will.
Took my kidney without me giving her permission. But Evan, you can short and buy puts on crypto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she was telling me. She
Yeah,
said
no,
you can
that's-
actually buy contracts, puts.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yeah, KuCoin does it.
KuCoin's got leverage trading.
Yep.
Was
Here's
this
the thing.
before or after she was giving you the happy ending on that massage?
It was before,
Good memory.
actually before. But no, she was telling me some of the trades she did. I'm like, are you kidding? She goes, no. Now she said it's harder. There aren't as many contracts, but she said you can do it.
Yeah, no, you could. It's leverage trading. I mean, here's the thing. We're idiots. Okay, there are people out there that actually are fucking making the big money and moving markets and the whales and even fucking small timers that are day trading this shit with leverage. You can do it. It's out there. It is risky as fuck with something that moves and could swing 80% in either direction. Or if you look at and Cardano, we need to bring up as well. What did we figure out on that? It's up 100% in a month. I mean,
I think it was 1,000% in 2 months.
I mean, it can't be that high.
That's
The point is,
crazy.
these moves cannot last forever. I agree with Howie on it, but what I'm saying is I'm going to ride the momentum on Hex. I'll double it. I'll free roll my fucking stake and I'll check back in with you guys. Cause I think people are just discovering Hex is my point. I think it's been a secret for a long time. And I think it's just breaking out.
You're
You
out of
think
your
I'm nuts?
goddamn
You
mind.
think I'm nuts?
Neff, listen, man, here's the whole thing. Something's going on with it. And who knows what's going on behind closed doors, but it seems to be kicking a lot of ass. And I think that you would be, I know Howie doesn't want to get into it, but if you're a reader and you got a couple bones hanging out, you want to take a shot at it, buy a little Hex, sit on it, see what happens.
Here's what worries me a little bit. In 1 month, it's up 200%. So if you're buying it now, you're basically saying it's going to go up another 200. You're basically out of your gore.
What's it at right now? What's it at right now?
40 cents.
41 cents.
41.
41 cents. I mean, like, I know it was Evan that said it, but there's talk about going to $10. It's 41 cents. It's 41 cents. What's wrong with throwing a couple $100 on that to see what happens?
2
Because
weeks.
if it goes to 80 cents, you've just doubled your money.
2
I mean,
weeks
like-
ago was at 15 cents. 2 weeks
but
ago
dude,
was at 15
Like there's
cents.
some cryptos and stocks out there that come in $26, $27, $100, $200 a stock. You're getting something that's at 40 cents. If you got $600 sitting around, buy a little 600, sit there, see what happens. And like, dude, don't buy $600 if you can't pay your rent. But if you have a little sitting down, take a shot. Don't go all in like, dude, I got $30,000 in Hex or Doge, right? I got a friend of mine's like got a ton in Doge. I'm like, get it out of there, dude.
Howie, I will say this, crypto, as we know, is tribal as fuck. And I agree with you in the sense that it's extremely dangerous to buy something at the top. The problem is none of us have a crystal ball, know what that top is. And just from my feeling and my sense of what I see on the internet, I don't see people talking about Hex mainstream. And I think it's just starting. So what I'm saying is I'll play it as a straight momentum play. Sure, I might wait and see if it retraces to 35, 36 cents. But my point is there's nothing wrong with swing trading it. I mean, I think it's worth the swing. And like I said, I won't be shocked if fucking all these coins take a major 80% dump come winter. It could very well happen. I'm just saying I'm willing to ride the wave and swing it.
Hex will be at 50 by the end of the week.
Oh shit. Little
Wow,
Evan
really?
putting his big ass dick.
You just
on
gave it the
table.
kiss of death. You
Okay.
just gave it the kiss of death.
Oh
the
shit.
thing.
Cobra Kai pushing back.
Hey, Evan just basically came out and said, you want a 20% return in a week? Buy Hex. That's what you said, Evan.
That's what Evan just said.
I think it will. I put a poll out on Twitter today too. A lot of other people do as well.
Yeah.
I think Evan's onto something, and we'll see, dude.
But
Maybe
just to
this
be
thing is too
clear-
good to be
Just
true,
be
but
clear,
ride it while you can.
I'm not staking it. I'm buying the liquid shit. That's all I'm saying.
You
All right?
love liquid
Gross.
shit.
Just like my morning coffee, turn it into a liquid shit. That's how I'm buying my fucking Hex.
And that's how you
okay?
almost miss your flight every time.
Full circle.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts, guys. Like I always say, I've had some stocks, believe it or not, doing pretty well for me. DraftKings, fire lately. And the gray one, what's it called? What's it called?
Grayscale.
Grayscale's killing it for me.
But is your Grayscale Ethereum or Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
Okay.
And I just want to say, learn karate and get a crossbow. Those are my. I mean, like, I'm always gonna say, dude, guns. Buy once you get one or two
type
guns.
all of that out.
Okay.
You only
guns,
get 3.
Ammo,
Crossbows.
DraftKings, crossbow, and pick any of those 3, dude. I don't care.
DraftKings and crossbow. Final thoughts, Howie, if you don't mind. I do want to interject because you and I
hold on. You literally just asked him a question and then started talking.
That's
you
what
literally
I do.
did that.
That's
Howie,
what I do.
Final thoughts, but before you do, let me tell you about this bus ride I once took.
Hold on, I didn't say final thoughts. That's what came
you
out of my mouth.
Just did.
Right.
You go final thoughts.
You said
Howie,
it twice, actually.
But hold on,
Yeah.
that's what came out of my mouth. But in my mind, I said internal monologue. You still have 30 minutes to go. Okay?
No, you don't still have 30 minutes to go.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
were out
you
of here.
just keep
Goddamn.
going. Howie, final thoughts so we can all
let me
go
ask
home.
him. It's about the correction because I still believe the market, not the crypto market, but the stock market is going to see a 5% correction by the end of the year. So for the record, I am pretty much staying in cash in the market right now. With the exception of buying Pfizer this week.
Is that
I'm
a
not going
question
there.
or a statement?
No, but what I'm saying is that I'm going to cash because I do think a big drop is coming. And when I say big 5%, Howie, do you think that's coming or do you think it's going to be even bigger?
Yeah, I think 15-20%, which isn't much. I mean, but yeah, I think the market retracts 15-20%.
By
For
the end of the year.
sure. For sure. And I'll
the end of
still
the year.
diamond hands that shit.
And
I
Howie,
think so.
What about the crypto market?
Jesus, I don't know. I mean, like I really feel the only 2 crypto coins I would buy would be Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, if you're buying substantial amounts of it, well, who the hell knows? I don't know what's going to happen there. I think at some point, 99% of those coins will go right to zero. You'll never hear about it. Most people will lose money.
I agree.
Because this is what happens every 10, 15 years in this country
Yep.
or something.
Yeah.
I have an announcement to make.
Mm.
Earlier in the episode, I was pretty convinced that Evan was going to need to work some editing magic for my story, but I've thought it and played it back in my head, and I think you guys were just being a rough crowd. So, Evan, you don't need to edit that story.
Okay.
Can you edit that part out?
Jeez.
Evan, bring us home. Final thoughts.
First final thought. Hex is at 42 right now. It's already up a cent. And good luck to everybody in their fantasy leagues.
Oh, shit.
Shout out Jets.
Right.